I probably should have tested everything before I started. Good morning, guys. It's 8 today. I've been up since 3. And usually I would just go back to sleep. But I have been sleeping. Well, it was just one night. I'm dramatic. It was awful. And all I can think of that stupid is that stupid ass Alicia Keys song, the Sleeping with a Broken Heart. Like, shouldn't you just be able to sleep through something? Why do you have to wake up with like angry thoughts? Ew, like I just want this to be over. Like I could see why I gave myself amnesia. So today, guys, Uprising video number 4. We are going to take a look at your diamond in the rough, right? I actually wrote down in my little notes, naming it Shine Bright Like a Diamond. You without the trauma. There is a series that only got one season on Netflix. I have a theory about shows that get like cut off and stuff, like Westworld. And there was another show called Made to Love. Some of these shows are only meant to send out the message for that, whatever it was for that particular season. It was the end of it. There was nowhere else to write it because there was nothing else to tell. Like those who were meant to get the message, get the message. That is the case with Living with Yourself. And I pulled it up on my phone before I got on here. So in this show, there is a guy who is miserable about his life, like everything sucks for him. And then he sees his friend come out of this clinic and his life is like way better now that he went to the clinic. So he goes in there and he does whatever it is that they say to make his life better. Turns out he got cloned. He was supposed to die and his clone was supposed to take his life with his conscience moved over. But he didn't die. He actually ended up coming out of his own grave, right? So he has to find his way back into his own life with his clone running around. Now, here's how this applies to today's lesson. His clone is exactly like him, but everything about him is wonderful. Like his life is wonderful. Now, keep in mind, all they did was duplicate the consciousness, right? It turns out that after a couple conversations with his clone, he realizes some of the clone's memories are missing. All the ones that scarred him, all the stuff that grumpy dude couldn't get over and was just carrying with him aren't included in the clone's database. So the clone has a great diet. He's wonderful to his wife. He's really killing it at his job, as opposed to the other guy who was on the verge of losing all of that. It comes to a point where, and I don't want to ruin it just in case you want to watch it. Like the wife finds out about the clone and she don't even know if she want to let him go because it's like the husband that she wanted this whole time without the bull. So, what did I take from that show? Your traumas are the things that block you from becoming the person you were supposed to be, or not healing from the trauma. Like one of the things that had him down was the time he tried to kiss a girl he had a crush on, and then it went horribly wrong. That wasn't in the clones database at all, but somehow that pivotal moment made a big difference with how the original dude carried out his relationship with his wife, like his ability to try to care. Like you have just watch one episode because you have to see how down bad the original one was to appreciate how the clone comes in there like all bright-eyed and happy and like untethered by life. So last week we did a shadow work sort of thing. Last week was heavy. This week I want to focus on bright things. Well, this is fake, but bright things. Can you believe this is $2? This world is so capped now. I got it off Shein. Yes, I be on Shein and I'm working through it, guys. So my main goal right now is to focus all my energy into one place to get my financial flow like so I can get real rings and stuff. But so I can stop spending money on Shein because I feel bad every time because I know that's kids making that. That weighs me down. So, anyways, you're a diamond. What is hidden in the rough? This is about light work. Light work is the opposite of shadow work. Shadow work, you have to look at all the dark stuff and realize how that sort of changed your trajectory. What behaviors are you still carrying because you needed to protect yourself from whatever it was at that time? Light work is focusing on the good parts of self, the parts that you need to kind of survive. Like your ego should not be based upon your hardships, on all the difficult things that made you who you are. What are your achievements? What are your accomplishments? So I'm gonna do this one with you guys. My handy dandy notebook. Me and this light always have a thing going on. Y'all see my humidifier back there? Y'all weren't supposed to see that. I don't know. I just like clean air. I'm obsessed with it. Like I turn that on every day. Oh, and my little notebook. And I'm going to title this. I don't know where this pen came from, but I like it. Ooh, that got super dark, huh? There we go. My diamond. And make sure y'all grab your pens and papers too. Pause it if you need to. So we can do this together. If you recognize that while you're doing this, you start to tear yourself up as you focus on the good things about yourself, revert back to video number 3. You still got some shadow work that you need to do. And my ear is ringing with a message. So let's see what's in this mail here. And that's so funny because when I just pulled my light and did all this stuff, I started thinking about Blue's Clues. So we just got a letter. Pretty much. What was that message that just rang in my ear? And this is the empowerment deck, by the way. We're only going up from here. Guidance. I guess that's important that I mentioned that in the beginning. That's why I pinged in my ear. Ask and be open to answers. Wisdom seen and unseen is always available to you in the world. Find the courage to ask for insight and the openness to receive this. Now, I'm getting that some of you don't even know where to begin with your good qualities. Go back to video number 3 so you can dig through some of the dark stuff that is blocking you from seeing the positive. The other thing on the bottom of this, and this is definitely going to somebody who was going to have a hard time with seeing their diamond, forgive. It says, set yourself free. Forgiveness is a powerful act of self-love. Forgive yourself and others. This transformative release will unburden and heal your heart. Comfort. Show yourself some love. The theme for today's video. Be kind to yourself. A part of you needs comforting right now. Whatever unease you're feeling, it's okay to drop expectations and seek solace. So, my diamond, right? What are the good parts of you? And this video is going to be important, pivotal, because it is the final part of the first 4 weeks where we have set the foundation. You have looked at what your life currently looks like. And what was the second video? Let me see. I do not remember the theme of the second video. I am absolutely being led through this process by my higher self. And these are actually how the classes in the Intuitive Academy go. Come on, let me see my videos, y'all. Be kind. Now my screen is like, okay. So my videos, my playlist. I just want to know what video. Okay, here we go. That's the problem with channeling so much. You know, it's once it's out of you, it's like out of you. Okay, so the first one was just the intro for what we were going to be doing. And the foundation, I thought it was the foundation. It says week 2 was intake. That sounds more foundational. But 3 was cleaning out the closet. So first we set the concrete, what you have going on now. It's like we got a house, but it's a fixer-upper. And this is a reference to your human. So first week, you made sure everything was solid. You looked at what had to be fixed, just took note of everything. Then the following week, we started pulling up the weeds and stuff. this week we got to start putting on the paint and fixing stuff through looking at the house's potential. Like the best parts that are already there. So, my diamond, when I started getting this message, pretty much, I thought about Aladdin and the diamond in the rough. Dude living in the middle of Agrabah, stealing every day, hanging out with a monkey. Pretty sure they thought he was crazy because he was talking to the monkey, but nobody knew that he was the key to the Cave of Wonders. Okay, so that's the concept with the mind, shine bright like a diamond, which is what I'm going to name this. What are the parts of yourself that you have not been realizing are amazing? I watched a video, oh my goodness, this morning. They got me lit because I told my guides, the whole algorithm, don't send me no more love shit. I don't want any more updates. I don't want nothing. I want to focus on my own stuff because I'm the only thing I can control. I'm the only thing I want to control, really. But just I'm telepathically connected to somebody. And I would like that to stop. Like it was giving me updates all the time. And that was fine at first, but like clearly it's a new thing happening, right? So this morning, when I came to my algorithm, I did have new things. You can control what comes to you guys. You can ask source anything. When I came to my algorithm this morning, it was money stuff. So this video right here, and it's hilarious because it's Reverend Ike, but the money affirmations, it was everything he said. It was the way he said it. Because I start my day with the positive affirmations. And then I was really excited about this order being restored because that goes along with the message that I was sharing with you guys yesterday, that God's in the house. It's like God circling the planet, going through different people, testing. And I have a whole undercover boss thing that I had saved from last week that I didn't understand its place, but I get it now. And that'll be a whole different video. But watching the money video and the affirmations and stuff, that guy was saying pretty much all you need is one good idea or one talent. He was like, there's nothing special about McDonald's except for the fact that they came out with a hamburger at a time when it wasn't easy to find a hamburger everywhere. It's just a hamburger. You have to open yourself to ideas and then find that video. That video was amazing. But hearing that, started getting some stuff processing. All you need to do is open yourself to ideas or embrace the ones that already come through you. Sometimes we minimize ourselves by not recognizing that greatness is available for everybody. Anybody who is a celebrity or became a celebrity is because they recognized their diamond earlier on in life. Very few people are born into wealth or fame or with the silver spoon in their mouth. They have to cultivate it. So what is your hamburger? What is the thing that you do that you don't think is necessarily special? What is the idea that has been on your mind that you have not put into action? And we're not going to get into why you haven't. I think that'll probably be next video, but we'll see where that goes. Right now, you need to look at all the highlights of self. So now, by now, you should have had enough time to write out my diamond on a piece of paper. So, what makes you shine? What is your unique thing? And this, everybody has a thing. Like I keep saying, if you don't know what your thing is, if you can't offer yourself that level of comfort or see yourself in that way yet, don't beat yourself up. Go back to video 3. Let's do it again. I had to get coffee today, y'all, because I've been up since 3. So I guess I'll start there. Inspirational. Whenever I talk to somebody, and it doesn't matter who, by the end of the conversation, it closes with, I love talking to you. I always feel so much better afterwards. Or even when I do these videos, I guess it's similar to having a conversation with me. Talk too fast. Because in the comments, it'll be like, oh my goodness, I needed to hear that. So I'm going to put inspirational. Good with words. Don't be afraid to gas yourself up. That's actually what this should be, because we are so quick to beat ourselves down or to dig into the flaws, but it's so much harder to gas yourself up without feeling like, all right, calm down. So inspirational, good with words, great hair. And I'm going to say that's a special point because I had to grow this from scratch. At one point, I was so like bad with taking care of myself that it was almost this length, but I kept putting it up in a bun, right? When I finally got a chance to do my hair again, and I tried to take it out of the bun, it was like one of the weekend dreads. I could not take it out of the bun. So I had to 11 just cut a ponytail off from the top. And then I had like this little uh it was really bad. I'm like, do I even want to show y'all the picture? Y'all don't need to see that. But it was like here, and then I had to grow it out in like phases. I had a Jon Snow phase, which I really liked because honestly, before that, I had never recognized my own hair or like played around with the texture or knew anything about it because I had been using what everybody in my family was using around me. Now, this is my hair without me doing anything to it, without me braiding it. I washed it and I let it air dry. I did not know this was my texture. My whole childhood, I was putting grease in it and gel and all that stuff. So it was just really weighed down, and I had that whole Michael Jackson curl thing going on. I didn't know my hair was like wavy with curls at the end. So cutting it all off and then every day just having like wash and go, I started to realize, hold on, I didn't even know myself. I was basing my existence off of what I saw everybody else doing. Learning is a process. So I'm going to claim this great hair thing here because it took me a long time to get to this point. Now I have a whole routine that includes a lot of biotin because I'm obsessed with growing it out. And I just want it to the top of my booty. So my booty go like this. I want it at the top of my hump, like by my waist. I don't ever want to cut my hair again. The significance of your hair is that it's your antenna. If you look back in the Bible, there's a section, I think it's in Genesis, or maybe a little bit later. I don't know. That's not exactly my jam, y'all. But there is a section in there where it explains that the watchers started stalking the female women because they saw their hair. Your hair is an indicator of how thriving your crown is and how much source energy that you have in you. That's why a lot of times you see as soon as somebody gets dreadlocks, then suddenly their hair just goes like, shh. Your antennas are on. You're connected to source. It is the same if you start losing hair. That has something to do with the disconnecting crown or disconnection from source crown. So spiritual things come down into the 3D in some way, shape, or form. So next I'm adding a lot of handy knowledge. Like, I don't know what I would put this in, but I'm pretty sure I could talk about any subject at this point, because even if I don't necessarily know about the subject or fully understand it, I'll start getting messages about it. So anything is possible. Next, I'm putting optimistic. I'm even going to draw a little sun, sort of sunny. Like even though I'm wearing black today, because that's low key how I'm feeling. I guess that's a part of the death rebirth thing. You have to feel a little half dead before you come out the coffin. Funny, comma, dark humor, grade A. But yeah, so I hope this is helping y'all realize that it's like little things. Like, I'm not big on cooking, but I can make a mean casserole. That's why I like mac and cheese is my thing. Anything that goes in that casserole dish. So I wouldn't mark down cooking as my thing, but some of you might be really good with cooking. What I would put is I am just really magically inclined. Like my mother has been writing me because she's really excited. When I had to spend 6 weeks with her, the light is gonna kill me. I had to maintain my stuff. Like I just told y'all about the hair stuff I have. I have like skin stuff and all these things that I do that keep me calm. Just as long as I know certain things are thriving, I can deal with any of the other hardships. If the only thing I can control is myself, I am going to make sure there are certain things. Like y'all might have noticed I bit my nails off. I probably pointed it out at one point. I have been working on growing them back. The pinkies are the only one that survived my anxiety biting that came back out of nowhere. It's been cool for about a week and a half. And I've just been like painting them. Like every day I sit near this computer, I keep it here. And this is keratin. This is a 3 day uh, growth serum. So the same way that I have stuff for my hair to grow, that was me shaking my hair. There we go. I have stuff for my nails to grow too. So I'm obsessed with growth in general. But the magically inclined thing is understanding that everything is connected. So if I have a growth thing here, I'm working on my hair growing. I have a perfume. My perfume is called, uh, I know it's blossoming, but there was another word. But either way, the theme was growth. I think it's blossoming beauty. But either way, oh, speaking of, I got to write that down because now I need to write an incantation called blossoming beauty. So I can find the magic in anything. But like I was saying, at my mom's house, I had to have my stuff to keep me focused because I didn't know I was going to be spending 6 weeks with her while she was recovering from like her whole snatch makeover, right? So I taught her how to make this stuff that I do with weird ingredients: garlic and coconut oil and sea salt. And it's a face scrub. It's like an exfoliator. You put it on your face at night. You wake up in the morning, you wash it off. I also used to create a mint version for nighttime so it would exfoliate and stuff. But I didn't know she paid so much attention to me. Keep in mind, it's been over a year since I was at her house. She wrote me recently and she was like, I really wanted to thank you for the info you gave me on how to make this. It's actually started taking off the moles that I hated on my face, and I can see that my pores are shrinking. And also, thank you for the tips you gave me on the hair oils because she permed her hair one time and she like damaged her follicle, but her hair is starting to grow back in those areas now because of the oils and stuff. Not anything that I thought was going to ever turn out to be anything special. I was just playing around with the spiritual meaning of ingredients and the, can I say the 3D, the human meaning of it? Like, hey, if aloe vera is supposed to be something that moisturizes, what is it in the spiritual realm? And what can I blend that with to make it more potent? I ended up making several things with coconut water. Like I would do coconut water and I would add rose petals, honey, lemon, right? And let that sit in the fridge for a couple days. And then I would change it into a, what do you call that? A spray bottle. And then I would use it as a mister, just like on my face at night and in the morning to look refreshed. But it started like making my skin all soft and glowing and stuff. But playing around with different things because of my obsession with natural beauty and health and stuff helped me realize, hey, I've been doing this magically inclined stuff and I didn't realize it was technically magic or glamorous. You can combine it with different incantations. Like I was just saying, I have to write this blossoming beauty one now, or just affirmations, things that help things build over time. You can even go back to my first videos on here and see the difference between me then when I was just like figuring stuff out and now that I have been walking in this energy for a while. So that magically inclined is really, really given there. So my diamond, I have friendly, that counts. Some people aren't friendly. Some people aren't happy. So joyful, I'll say. Even when I'm in a bad mood and I need a nap, I'll be like, sorry, I just really need a nap. I don't need to be dead. And then I'll sleep and feel better again. And some of you might have diamond characteristics that are physical. Like I like my eyes. I can add that on there. My eyes. And you can't, or maybe you can. I don't know. This is not really like the the avenue to show. But I wanted my own lashes to be like really, really long. So make a note of where they are right now. How about that? So for the first half of this year, I was using this rosemary thing to make them grow. And it did work. This is substantially longer than it was. Like I said, you can't really, because I didn't give y'all it before. But recently, over the last 2 weeks, I switched to a castor oil version, and I'm seeing the results way faster. So remember this right now, because by week 6, they're going to be like out here. I didn't want to buy lashes. I did not want to buy hair. I did not want to have to need makeup. My main goal when my awakening started was like, I have spent most of my life hating myself. I would like to wake up every day and love how I am naturally. Even with my eyebrows, I've been growing them back for like a million years because I did that crappy Christina Aguilera thing in middle school. And they never grew back because I kept messing with them ever since then. So I've been doing the rosemary and the castor oil to grow them back in. And then I'm just gonna go get them like neatened out. I don't even want to do anything that matches what is going on in modern times. I am an ancient beauty, and that's what I would like to focus on. So I guess maybe like tapping into very Venusian things and then teaching other people. Ooh, my Venus is in Gemini, so let me make a note of this. Helping y'all helps me. So teaching beauty, but it's definitely beauty that will reverse your age, reverse how you look, reverse the years of stress and struggle without Botox and stuff, which sucks. Like you're gonna age. Let's age gracefully. Let's age with a inner light that shines beyond what is seen on the outside. So don't want to focus so much on the physical because it like comes and goes. But I want it for people who are really into their external to know that it's cool to include that in your diamond. And it doesn't also have to be limited to what you have to offer other people. It could just be the things you enjoy about yourself. That's probably even better. I think the things that you enjoy about yourself are things that you can potentially share with others. Like I have so many people that come across me that are meant to be running businesses, but they work for somebody else in the same field that they're supposed to have a business in because they don't see how they can make it happen for themselves. But it's all blockages. You can take a class for anything to fill in the gap and make yourself feel more like you are worthy, you are valid. Like I had somebody who would be a great psychologist and a woman who does like Reiki naturally, but she doesn't feel like she can offer it to anybody because she doesn't have a certificate. I'm like, baby, what is you doing? If that's what's stopping you, get the certificate. And then jump right into it because it's already yours. You have the skill for a reason. There is nothing in your Rolodex that is not meant to be used as a tool. This is your party bag, baby. So I like my singing voice. I like my voice in general. My voice. Could probably use that. My mom, speaking of my mom, she was like, my apartment is going to be empty 3 days a week. I need you to come over here and do your podcast. I have always believed in you and I know you have a calling. So you just need to come over here where it's quiet and you can focus and record. What would I do a podcast about? I think my fear is actually myself. Like, what would come out of my mouth if I was unfiltered? But that's one of those blocks I was just talking about. Nobody in my family really got me, and I'm highly inappropriate according to them. But that's that dark humor. There is a space for this dark humor. You can even say it's like realist humor, just like the Shein thing. It is what it is. I'm not making them kids do their work, but like I have to acknowledge that it exists. Whatever. I guess if I always do it with love, look at me defeating my own blocks, kind of. I'm definitely gonna take Alexis with me if I do a podcast. I need somebody to be like, no, stop, just because. So, hmm, helpful. I will say that I was just thinking the other day, like, An open heart is a great thing to have, but boy, do you need to put up some boundaries too so that you don't damage that open heart and shut it down. Just little perimeters to protect it. But you'd be amazed how an open heart is actually a gift in this world. Plenty of people are good at giving advice because advice comes from your Sag placements. Your Sag placements are based upon your unique wisdom, something that you have been through. So everybody has some form of advice or clever ideas that they can share with others. Because how many people on here are just getting on their phones, like even in their cars and doing videos, like, and saying amazing things? There are some that are not saying some amazing things, but we're focusing on the positive just because God works through anybody. If you were open conduit, you can have something to say and that can become your base. Those same people that are sitting in those cars, first of all, they got a car, but then they have like 10,000 followers, 10,000 views on a video. Like, because when a message is meant to find you, you don't care about where that person is sitting or where they're giving it to you from. And that person has also not care about where they were in that moment for them to get from that car to eventually one day filming in that mansion. You dig? That those people understood that their diamond may be in the rough now, but if they keep listening, keep moving, keep working, it'll shine, which is the theme for today's lesson, guys. So I'm going to put great teacher on here just because, why not amp myself up? There are now at least 15 things that I wrote on this list that can be expanded upon that are our brand. Your diamond is a brand. It is my belief that everybody came to be entrepreneurs and have a business like locally. The big businesses totally blew that. Capitalism blew that out. All that Capricorn stuff blew that out of the way. But every area, think back to like Oregon Trail, was supposed to have people that had specific trades. Now, would somebody come and work for you for a little bit? Yeah, to learn the trade so they or apprenticeship so they can go have their own business one day somewhere else. But it wasn't supposed to be a bunch of people working for these big corporations, barely making money while all the money is going to one place. I believe that with this Uranus and Taurus, entrepreneurship is the way to go. Stepping into your own wealth and pulling back the power into small businesses. So by the end of the time you get to your diamond lists, because I'm still going to go, but I don't need to go on camera. You will have a list of things that create your unique brand based upon you being the center of it. Include your skills. You can get type. Do you have something that needs to be written out? Are you a good parent? Some people could use books on conscious parenting. Do you have a deep connection with your inner child? Maybe you write children's books. Maybe you're somebody who's actually supposed to be in film. You will not know any of that until you sit down with yourself and look at your best qualities and then look at that paper at the end and say, what do I make of these ingredients? Thank you, Uprising crew. This is week number 4.